Coming up this week on UB Football Insider with Lance Leipold, we relive the Bulls' thrilling win over Bowling Green as the team keeps their postseason hopes alive. Coach breaks down next week's matchup versus the Ball State Cardinals, and you'll meet the senior linebacker who has made his mark with leadership and reliable play. UB Football Insider kicks off right now.
There's fire in the atmosphere, moving in synergy, this electricity.
Every day we work to get stronger. This is how we come together. This is how we fight. We are UB.
We are the power, we are the change.
Third and 10 from the Buffalo 20, 2:27 to go. Bulls up by 10. Daigie looks to the sidelines, claps his hands, gets the snap, dropped the snap, and then he picks it up and he loses it again, and the Bulls are gonna fall on it and recover the fumble. Chibuzi Onwuka is the guy that falls on the football. On this election night, a vote for Buffalo is a vote for a UB victory. First win over the Falcons in Buffalo since 2000. It's a 38-28 Buffalo win that keeps the Bulls' dreams of bowl eligibility alive.
It's time to have a happy locker room again, and so you walk in there, you let them enjoy it. You know, we haven't had enough of those yet, and for them to have that opportunity, I want to make sure they could enjoy it and then have a few things to say along the way.
For the second straight week, your new pocket passer, Tyree Jackson, sets a career high, goes over 400 yards passing in this game. What is it about his game that continues to be elevated on a weekly basis?
Well, you know, again, I think some of the things that maybe have modified in his game has also helped him. You know, he's being more patient in the pocket. He's more confident. I still think some of the things that he witnessed while he was not playing has helped him. And, you know, again, very, very happy with the way he's played and what he's doing for our offense.
Second down and 10. Tyree to throw again in the pocket. Fires the ball up deep down the sideline. Anthony Johnson got it at the 30, at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Bullseye! Anthony Johnson with a big gain of 69 yards for a Buffalo touchdown.
T3 over the top again. Anthony Johnson toasts that cornerback from Bowling Green for a huge touchdown.
Probably tonight you get a chance to see him on a deep ball. You get to see him in the short passing game do some things, and you know, even when he's covered, he's not covered sometimes, and he makes that catch and things. So he got a little dinged up at the end of the second quarter, and he's back out there playing, so it says a lot about him as well.
Handoff, running back Theo Anderson slides off to the left to the 10, runs over a player and gets down to the 7. He ran right over the corner. Cameron Jeffries, first and goal for the Bulls.
Cameron Jeffries going to have some tread marks on that jersey because he just got run over.
The Bulls were pushed in this game after building a 21-7 lead and thinking that maybe they could run away with this. Bowling Green would not go away and made it close at the half and kept it close in the second half. And a new hero emerged today in Theo Anderson, who runs for 133 yards, first career 100-yard game, a new career high for him.
A great performance from him, and just another player that is forced into a role that they haven't been in all year, and they've stepped up and they've performed every time. Theo Anderson, just kind of the latest name in that long list of Bulls players.
The one down by the goal line where you ran over the cornerback, that made a lot of people around here remember some plays that Brandon Oliver used to do around here. I mean, is that the one that you walk out of here remembering how special that one felt?
Yeah, that was a statement run. I could have happily, like, you know what I'm saying, shook him a little bit, but that was a statement run right there to let him know how we're coming.
The thing that all these people that are kind of in the back here, kind of jumping in, is they don't know is we all we got.
We all we need.
And that's what it's all about, fellas. And to watch the way you guys have worked together and believed in one another,
and trusted the plan of things, guys, is highly impressive. And this is one of those moments, again, guys, that's going to help put this program where it needs to be for the long haul. Again, congratulations. Awful proud of you. Enjoy the thing. All for 1 on 2. 1, 2. All for 1.
Coming up, Coach breaks down next week's matchup with Ball State and reflects on the record-setting season. UB Football Insider returns right after this. Buffalo sports fans, get to Alumni Arena on Saturday, November 11th for a huge crosstown rivalry game as UB men's basketball takes on Big Four foe Canisius. Bring the whole family and spend the afternoon cheering on the Bulls. Tip-off is at 1 p.m. Get your tickets today and let's make it loud inside Alumni Arena. To order, call 877-UB-THERE or visit UBBulls.com.
Welcome back to UB Football Insider. This segment is presented by CEFQ, changing lives every day.
Welcome back to UB Football Insider with Lance Leipold, presented by ECMC, now joined by the Bulls head coach as we get you ready for the 11th game of the season. Where has the season gone? We're talking about the 11th game of the year already.
I know, Paul. It's gone so fast, and I think one of the signs of a season going fast, though, is really the people that you get a chance to work with, whether it be with yourself or the team that we've been able to chance to work with this year and the way these guys have worked.
Well, it's the Ball State Cardinals, next opponent for your team, Lance. It comes up on Thursday night, a 7 o'clock start. You can hear it on ESPN 1520. You can see it on the CBS Sports Network. It's been a tough season for head coach Mike New and the Cardinals. They've dealt with a lot of injuries. A lot of key players are out. They've struggled. Does that change in any way how you get your team ready for a game?
No, I don't think so, Paul. It's going to still come back to how we prepare. And you know, looking back at last week's game against Bowling Green, I was so impressed with the way our guys came off another loss, unfortunately, a couple days off of rest. They really approached it well, and we're going to need that type of approach again this week. Yeah, as you mentioned, Coach New and his staff kind of going through some things that we went through a little bit this year as a team, but sometimes that second year of a coaching staff and transition can be one that could be difficult, and they're kind of going through it, but it's going to be up to us, though, to take care of our business and go there and play well.
Yeah, it's a road trip. First time the Bulls will play in Muncie, Indiana since 2011, but you did see Ball State here last year, so there is some familiarity with them.
Yes, there is, and it's an outstanding coaching staff. They've had some skilled players get injured for them. They still have an outstanding defensive end. It's going to be one of those things, again, like much of our games now that we have found out that we play in this league, now that we've made our improvements, is that on any given day, whatever day of the week we may be playing on, that someone has a chance to come out with a win.
Well, as you look back on the win over Bowling Green, did you feel like your team turned a little bit of a corner? We've talked so much about taking that next step, getting over that next hump to learn how to close games and finish games. And I know it's just one game, but do you feel like there's some progress there?
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of things in that game that can give us some confidence in those situations. We were able to get a multiple score lead and things, and we kind of let them back in it, but we came out the second half and drove it down and scored, and then they kind of answered. It kind of got to be a back and forth situation. But when we needed to get stops and we needed to get some first downs, when we needed to make a field goal, we were able to do those things, and I think those are all great building blocks.
You never told us when you moved your entire passing offense to the Big 12, because the last couple of weeks it's been Big 12-like with you've had two 400-yard passing performances this season. Tyree Jackson has set career highs in each of the last two games. It's a little different than what we saw earlier in the year.
Yeah, it is, but I think when we look back at those first couple weeks, Paul, we talked about being aggressive, taking shots down the field, and I think we saw some of those, especially against Bowling Green, that we were able to take advantage of, and we want to be able to do so. I think that we've also seen kind of the continued maturation and evolving of maybe style of Tyree Jackson and what he's doing and his confidence in the pocket and the protection that we're giving him, and it's allowing him to do the things that he's doing.
It's kind of amazing to think that he's only run the ball twice in the last two games.
Yeah, it is. But to me, it's such a bonus for us now because there are things as young quarterbacks in general, not just Tyree, is that if you look back when Kyle Van Treese played against Miami, when some things happen, they have a tendency to break the pocket laterally and not vertically up the field sometimes. And what Tyree's done now is he's staying in the pocket. You know, we don't have as much chance in the pass game to get a holding penalty or things getting flushed unless it's meant to break the pocket. And I think that's also really helping everyone in our offense.
And a couple of quick words on two players that made significant milestones in school history in the game against Bowling Green. Anthony Johnson becoming just the fourth player to go over 1,000 yards. He's at an outside shot at setting the school record for yards in a season. And Khalil Hodger, linebacker, who did set the FBS record for tackles in a season.
Yeah, it really says a lot about the kind of years that both those guys have had. It says a lot about our team and our defense when it comes to Khalil's numbers. You know, the Western Michigan game with the amount of snaps, you know, was maybe an extra game in itself. But so to get it yet in 10 games says something because the Akron game, the Miami game, there weren't as many snaps. So this isn't like inflated numbers because we're not getting off the field. And I think, again, for the kind of year that he's had, and we need him to play in these last two regular season games is going to be important. It says a lot about him. And then Anthony, you know, again, everything that we hoped that we were going to get from him, we've gotten, and then maybe even a little bit more. And, you know, he's worked extremely hard. And to do that and have those type of numbers, Paul, with three different quarterbacks thrown to you really says a lot about him as an individual as well.
Yeah, it sure does. And they get a chance to add to all of that on Thursday night when the Bulls travel to Muncie, Indiana, to take on the Ball State Cardinals.
Coming up, meet the senior linebacker and team captain the Bulls staff calls a player coach. That's next on UB Football Insider.
Welcome back to UB Football Insider. This segment is presented by Town BMW, the official auto partner of UB Athletics.
Welcome back to UB Football Insider with Lance Leipold. My name is Paul Peck, just outside of UB's Alumni Arena. One of the key players on the Bulls defense is linebacker Jarrett Franklin. He is smart, he is steady, he's a hard hitter, he is always in the right place, and he's doing it all in memory of one of his fallen teammates. Let's meet the Bulls' senior linebacker.
Jarrett Franklin, outside linebacker, UB Football. I'm starting to learn that a big thing about playing here is you have to build a brotherhood, and I think that's what we're starting to do, and I'm starting to spend more time with the guys. For instance, I've been hanging out with Gaddafi Wright a lot. If he makes weight, I take him out to Chipotle. Me and the linebackers, we're just having a basketball shoot competition where we're just throwing a tennis ball into a garbage can. So it's just little stuff like that where we can, you know, bond, have fun. Starting with my position at will, you got me obviously and Ish. Ish started last year, and honestly, like, me and him are starting to bond, and you know, we're both trying to be, you know, veterans of the defense and actually not just learn about the will position, but other positions as well.
First down handoff, it's a reverse, coming back to the left. Scott Miller, grabbed by Chuck Harris, he fumbles, recovered by Jarrett Franklin after it was forced by Chuck Harris.
Jarrett's a guy that he's a team captain, so that speaks volumes as far as what the rest of his teammates think of him. He's a great leadership guy. He's very consistent in his play and has been so for the last couple of years now. He's very smart. He's an engineering major. So he's kind of the total package in terms of what you would want in a player as a coach.
My major is electrical engineering. I honestly decided to get into electrical engineering after my physics class in high school. I got a C in the class, which was terrible, but honestly the professor was the one that convinced me to become an EE. So I got my undergraduate degree in May, and I'm taking graduate courses right now. And honestly, they're going pretty well. And having the degree on the back end of things is nice because I can now I can focus on football, and honestly, it took a lot of weight off my shoulders. I'm looking to probably get a job up here for about 2 years, maybe at the place that I'm interning right now. Hopefully move around and see if I can get into bigger companies like NASA or SpaceX. Getting a degree from here, especially if I'm looking to work here for about 2 years, you know, a lot of people are going to know, oh, you went to UB for electrical engineering, that carries some weight. So honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better institution to get a degree from.
You know, Jared Franklin is such a sharp kid. He's such a good leader, and he's also a standout player. He always seems to be in the right place to make a key play when you need it the most, and we've seen that particularly in the last stretch of games.
Yeah, Jared's had an outstanding last couple of years since he's been healthy. As you said, you know, an intelligent young man who has his degree in graduate school, doing all the things, budgets his time well. But, you know, if we line everybody up, I don't know if he's going to be the fastest for you or the strongest or doing that, but he uses his intelligence and technique and all the things to make plays. And that's what you need is a guy that can do that and make things right. Because sometimes, as we know, during a play, things don't always play out the way it's always drawn up on either end, and he makes a lot of things right for us.
Are there times when you go back and review film where you can sense that a play is just not going the way it's supposed to, or the opponent didn't do what you thought they would do, and then all of a sudden he figures it out on the fly and make? I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of occasions you can cite in that.
Yeah, I think, you know, really all our linebackers, you know, and Khalil being the same way, because a lot of times that'll happen what we call in our blitz tracks, you know, when guys are blitzing and something happens where the defensive lineman might end up in a wrong gap or things don't get communicated at the last second, whether it be a motion shift or a strength of the formation shift, and all of a sudden somebody's got to be in a different gap or somebody's in the wrong gap, but you better make sure we got them all covered. And he's one of those guys that can make things right for us, and he's done it, and he's done it very well.
I know it was a very special moment for you and a very emotional moment when you make the decision to give him that number 41 to wear in honor of Solomon Jackson. Do you think that changed how Jared approached this season?
I don't know about approaching the season, because he's been very methodical and professional as he's gone about things, but I know it meant a lot to him, and I know you know, each and every game day when he puts it on, I know he's, you know, one that's going to take that very seriously, take a moment to remember Solomon and why he's getting to wear it, and all the right reasons. And the other thing is he represented, not just on game day, he represents all the things that Solomon was about and what we want to keep remembering throughout each and every day of his life.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck against the Cardinals.
Thank you very much.
Coming up, we've got the top 5 plays and the Karuba collisions of the week. UB Football Insider continues in a moment.
For nearly 100 years, ECMC has brought hope and healing to Western New York. I'm living proof, and I couldn't be more grateful. Like cancer, we all hope trauma will never happen to us. But when it does, we can rely on ECMC to always be there. I hope you join me to be there for them and help them build their new state-of-the-art trauma center and emergency department. Visit supportecmctrauma.org to help learn how you can support life-saving care.
This is UB Football Insider, presented by ECMC, the difference between healthcare and true care.
Welcome back to UB Football Insider with Lance Leipold. The Bulls' big win over Bowling Green was an offensive explosion. Quarterback Tyree Jackson over 400 yards passing, receiver Anthony Johnson over 160 yards receiving, and running back Theo Anderson went over 100 yards for the first time in his career. So we've got plenty to pick from for this week's Top 5 Plays.
It's time now for the top 5 plays of the week, brought to you by ECMC. The difference between healthcare and true care. Number 5.
Deween, who is 7th in the MAC at 41.4 yards per kick, kicks it high, hanging kick. Might have gotten a little too much. Bounces at the 3, and it goes out of bounds at the 1. What a great kick. What a terrific sideways bounce for Kyle Deween.
Number 4.
Theo Anderson in a running back, 1st and 10 for the Bulls from the 25. Tyree Jackson got a roll away from pressure, going to hang it up. Deep downfield, it is caught. Kamadi Holsey inside the 25-yard line.
Well, Tyree's back on the move. He looks great here tonight. He was able to buy time by escaping the pocket, and a great throw on the run for a huge play.
Number 3.
2nd and 6, handoff to Cleveland, the running back, and again, as he breaks through a hole, he gets grabbed from behind by Justin Brandon and spins down. Did that ball come out? The Bulls say it did.
The ball was taken from the offensive player prior to him being down. 1st down, Buffalo.
Justin Brandon literally ripped the ball right out of the running back's hands.
Number 2.
Tyree fakes the handoff in the pocket, fires to the left side, wide open, Osborne at the 5, touchdown Buffalo! What a great pass for his third touchdown throw of the game. Tyree hooks up with KJ for the UBTD.
Miscommunication there, a blown coverage from Bowling Green as the corner expected safety help over the top. It didn't show up, and a nice pass right on the money from Tyree Jackson to KJ Osborne, and a great opening to this second half for UB.
Number 1.
Second down and 10, Tyree to throw again in the pocket, fires the ball up deep down the sideline. Anthony Johnson got it at the 30, at the 20, 15, 10, 5, bullseye! Anthony Johnson with a big gain of 69 yards for a Buffalo touchdown.
T3 over the top again. Anthony Johnson toasts that cornerback from Bowling Green for a huge touchdown.
Here are this week's Karuba collisions.
It is Andrew Clare, one of the outstanding freshmen in the MAC. They're going to throw a screen on second down, and immediately hit was the receiver on a great play by Jarrett Franklin for a 1-yard loss. From the Buffalo 46-yard line, and they will quarterback keep it, and buried in the backfield by Jordan Collier is the quarterback Jarrett Dagey. It was a read option, he kept it, and Collier stayed right there. Jarrett Dagey, the quarterback, 22 of 33, 234, and 3 scores. Going to throw on first down, got a lot of time, throws it short, and Clare gets drilled. He caught it, and he got drilled by Tatum Slack after just a 5-yard gain.
Check out the Bulls on social media and choose your favorite Karuba collision of the week.
Well, thanks for watching this week's UB Football Insider with Lance Leipold. The Bulls will try to keep the momentum going on Thursday night when they visit Muncie, Indiana to take on the Ball State Cardinals. You can hear it on ESPN 1520 or the TuneIn app, and you can watch the game on the CBS Sports Network. We'll talk to you next week on UB Football Insider with Lance Leipold.